Today I want to talk about the two categories that are driving sales in my eBay store right now. And then after we do that, we're going to talk about the 6 items that sold yesterday, where I bought them, how much I paid for them, to give you an idea on the profit that I'm making in these two categories. But if this is your first time here, my name is Brian. I'm a reseller. I sell on eBay in the everything category. Today's going to be a little bit narrower view based on the items that I sold yesterday. But I do sell tools, toys, clothing, pots and pans. I'm looking around, video games, purses, hats, you name it. I'm in all sorts of different categories on eBay. I shop at garage sales, estate sales, thrift stores, and Facebook Marketplace to find the best prices I can get and flip those items online for a profit most of the time. So looking at the items that sold yesterday, it was an interesting day yesterday, Monday. I didn't have a single sale come in until about 5 o'clock, and I was sitting down talking to my dad. Sale came in, and after that, 5 more came in throughout the rest of the evening. So between 5 and midnight, I had 6 sales come in, which is pretty interesting because last Monday, I also had 6 sales. That's 2 Mondays back to back that I had 6 sales each Monday, which was pretty unique. But there's a couple of categories that are really driving sales for my eBay store. The first one is cookware. If you've watched any of my past videos, this is probably not going to be a surprise to you whenever I say cookware. It's something that I kind of stumbled into. I found a few pieces and I'd heard about it, watched some other YouTubers talk about it, reseller YouTubers, and I was like, I'll try to sell some of this. And I was selling individual pieces, and I was like, oh, some of this is selling. And especially around Thanksgiving and Christmas time, as people are hosting big meals, cooking a lot, it was really picking up for me. I was selling quite a bit. And then I kind of evolved that a little bit into selling sets, focusing on selling sets a little more than individual pieces. I still sell individual pieces, but I found that putting things together in a set, putting a slightly more attractive price on it than if you were buying them one at a time, really seemed to enhance my sales volume on cookware. And today you're going to get to see that. And so there's brands. I'm just going to shoot out a few names that I'm always on the lookout for. Revereware is the number one. It's the most plentiful that in my area that I find. And even when I was in Iowa a couple weeks ago, found a bunch of Revereware. I pick up the copper bottom, and almost any type of Revereware I'll pick up. So the most modern, I've not had great luck with, but so Revereware, Salad Master, Royal Prestige, which is was made by West Bend. I don't know if it still is, honestly, but Wagnerware / Magnalite is the heavy aluminum pieces. Kirkland Signature from Costco. Some of their made in Italy or they're made in Indonesia with the nice heavy bottoms on it does really well. Permanent stainless steel. And the list just goes on. There's a bunch of smaller brands that have done well also that I've sold some pieces of, but aren't as well known and aren't as easy to find. So I'm just going to leave those out because I've only found a few different pieces of, say, 5 or 6 different brands and had some luck with. But those are kind of the main ones that I'm always looking out for. And pretty much now I can spot them. If I'm walking up to a cookware aisle, the first thing I'm doing is I'm just scanning the handles. That's how you can tell a lot of them. A Revereware handle, it's going to look like that. Most always. The more modern stuff, can look a little bit different. But I don't have a Salad Master handle here, but a salad. I'll make sure I don't. I had a Salad Master handle yesterday. I shipped it yesterday, but that's what the lid looks like. So that swirly pattern, that's on the handle as well. That swirly pattern. So, I'm looking out for that whenever I'm walking up to an aisle. Permanent stainless steel. This is what their handles look like. I'm looking for that whenever I walk up to a pot and pan aisle. So I'm scanning the handles first to know if I need to walk straight to the middle to the end, or am I starting at the beginning and just going to kind of walk through and see if there's anything that maybe a new brand that I don't know about. But a good example, so this is a set that I'm shipping out today. This is I'm hoping I don't drop any of this. This is an all stainless steel set right here. It's got a skillet, stock pot, two saucepans, and another smaller skillet. I picked up a lot of this in Iowa a couple weeks ago at a garage sale. It was an estate sale, sorry. And then I picked up, I don't know, a couple of lids. I was missing a couple of lids. I picked those up at a different garage sale to make a set. I do that a lot, so I don't necessarily always pick up a set in one place. I'll pick up a few pieces here, a few pieces here, a few pieces here, and I'll put it on my shelf. And then whenever I can put it together and make one set, I'll do that. I've got some pieces sitting right here that aren't listed because I have other pieces at home that I bought. I'm going to clean up and then put together a set. This is another set. So I picked some of these pieces up at a thrift store, and I picked some of these pieces up at an estate sale. There's just all sorts of different places to pick things up. This was a unique one. I had this permanent stainless steel saucepan that I picked up at Goodwill for $3.18. I had a Salad Master lid that I essentially got for free at an estate sale because I bought a bunch of cookware at this one estate sale, and I priced all the stuff that I assigned the cost by all the complete sets I had, and there was this one random lid that didn't fit anything, so I didn't assign a cost to it. It's just $0, but I was like, I think that might work. And sure enough, that Salad Master lid fit that permanent stainless steel cookware perfectly. A lot of people who are buying vintage and or high-end cookware, which all these brands are considered high-end cookware. It's not something you're going to buy off the shelf at TJ Maxx or Target or Walmart or anything like that. If they're buying permanent stainless steel, they probably know about Salad Master, and they know that the Vapo lid is awesome. So I put those two pieces together and I sold that as one set. But the cookware has done phenomenal for me. I've got 4, so I guess there was another set that I sold yesterday. So 3 sets and an individual piece that sold in 2 days. And then the next category that's just been, I'm not going to say killing it. It's been doing pretty well. It's been holding its own. There have been days and weeks where about half or sometimes more of my sales fall into this category. It's a category that I recently got back into, and that's clothing. Yesterday, 2 of the 6 items I sold were jeans. And in total yesterday, 97% of my profit dollars or my sales dollars came from cookware and clothing. So it's phenomenal. And if I look back, I didn't look at the exact numbers. I've looked in the recent past. And if I put clothing and cookware together, it's probably somewhere between 60 and 70% of my sales volume. And then everything else makes up the rest. So I started off selling clothing on eBay. That's how I got into it. Rally Roots inspired me to get into the clothes selling business. I don't know how that happened. Just stumbled into it. Really just stumbled into it. And started selling some clothing. Got away from clothing for more hard goods. And then recently found my way back to it as I wanted to really bolster sales in my store. I've got about 150 clothing items listed at this current time. And it's just really helped out. Yesterday, for instance, I picked up these are Rock Revival. So the women's jeans don't sell quite as well as the men's, but I did pick up these women's jeans. I say they're probably more young girls or teenage girls jeans at a garage sale for $2. Sold those for $24.89 plus shipping. And then these are Adriano Goldschmied AG. Picked these up at a Goodwill for $10.10. Sold those for $30 plus shipping. So The clothing has just been doing really, really well. It's a tougher category. It's easy to pick out cookware in general because you can, if you know the brands and the handles, you can pick them out from a mile away. There's not 20 different versions of Revereware like there is Levi's. Usually if you find Revereware, it's worth buying at the right price. It's worth picking up. But if you're walking down and all the jeans are the same price, man, you gotta look, unless you are an absolute jeans expert. There's so many variations in jeans, shirts, the sizes, the fits, all the stuff. There's so many variations. So I'm a little bit slower at it, a little bit slower at taking the pictures on clothing because of my setup, but it's been selling consistently for me. So it's something that I'm going to keep incorporating in my business and trying to hone that. And I'm planning on expanding it quite a bit. So I've got 150 right here. I've got room for about 200 on this rack, just right behind the camera. And then I've got another rack just opposite that across the aisle that I've cleared off. That's going to be all clothes as well. So my goal is to have about 400 to 500 pieces of clothing on those two racks to just keep the machine going, And, a couple of things I was thinking about. So clothing is something that, when you leave the house, pretty much have to have clothes on. So it's just, and as I think, times are a little bit, people feel like they're uncertain. I don't know if they're uncertain, but people are looking to save money. So the job economy, I should say, isn't as strong as it was, in the recent past. But I think people are trying to look for ways to save money. And if you want to have rock revival jeans, you may go to eBay and look for something you can buy for, $20 to $30 instead of going to a retail store and paying $125. If you want cookware, nice high-end cookware, you might go to eBay and look for something that you can pick up for $100, $200, $300 instead of, $800 to $2,000, $3,000 for some sets of cookware. So I really think I think eBay is going to win as, people are looking to save money and really just, not spend as much at retail. I think eBay is going to be a big winner there with cost savings. So that's my, 2 cents on those categories. Take it for what you will. It's probably worth as much as it cost to get the information, which is nothing. Didn't cost anything to get that. But I hope that helps. If you have any questions about cookware or any feedback and clothing, I'd love to hear it. You can put that down in the comments. But let's get right into. So I showed off most of it, but these are the 6 items that did sell yesterday, and I'm just going to show them in order that they sold and how much I sold them for. So, and how much I paid for them. So the first one that did sell was this set of copper bottom Revereware with the lids. I picked up the set for $18. I sold it for $99.89 plus shipping on that one. The next one that sold was this little permanent stainless steel. This is a 1-quart saucepan with the Salad Master lid on it. I've got $3.18 into that piece. I sold it for $24.89 plus shipping. And it's shipping to Honolulu, Hawaii, which is pretty cool. They're spending almost as much on shipping as they did for the saucepan. The next thing that sold were these AG Hero style jeans. These were a straight fit. Straight fit is very popular these days versus straight or relaxed versus skinny or, slim. The relaxed and straight has been very popular. But I paid $10.10 for these at Goodwill, and I sold them for $29.89 plus shipping. After that, we got a sale for this set. I'm not going to pick up the lids, but of Revereware. This is a stainless steel bottom set, not a disc bottom. They have that version that has the heavy disc bottom. This is just a regular stainless steel bottom set. I I've got this, it's a 9-piece set, which is 4 lids and 5 pieces of cookware. I've got $18 into that one as well. Did round up a little to get to the 18 on that one, but 18, and sold that one for $99.89 plus shipping also. Then I sold the Rock Revival. This is the Cali style jean. Heavy stitching, big buttons, big bold tag on it. $2 at a garage sale, and sold those for $24.89 plus shipping. And then the last sale that came in of the day was this. This is a Collegiate Pro Grip stapler for the OU Sooners. I live in Oklahoma. Norman is 15 minutes away. And I saw that. I was like, someone's going to want to buy that. So I picked it up for $2.20 and got an offer on it yesterday for $10 plus shipping. And guess where it's shipping? To Norman. And I'm like, man, I could just drive it down there and save you the $6 in shipping. But in any case, that was pretty funny. But it's just shipping right down the street. One thing on clothing and the stapler and a lot of this cookware you may have heard me talk about is Goodwill, or say that name, I should say. There's a lot of mixed opinions on Goodwill, and I walk in sometimes and I see the high prices on stuff, and I've had some people in the comments say, man, it's because of people on YouTube and resellers talking about it and it's driving the prices up. And it could be, but that could be a factor. But I think as they know about, Goodwill's a reseller as well. Not all of them do it, but there are Goodwills that have eBay stores. There are Goodwills that have even sold on Whatnot. The Salvation Army in Norman, they actually have a QR code you can scan and shop their eBay store from that Salvation Army. All they do is auctions. They do 7-day auctions. So they'll have a shelf full of stuff, auction it, and then it moves out. They'll put it on the floor or send it back to their DC or whatever they do with it. But so these folks are selling on the same platforms. So they're probably educated about what brands and different stores price stuff differently. So here the pricing is, I should say, the pricing is all the same, like per category. So jeans here are all I think they were $9.29, now they're $9.69 plus tax. T-shirts are $3.99, hats are $3.99. Polos are $6.79, shorts are $5.29. And then the cookware is a real wild card. That really depends on who's pricing it. Are they putting serving as a category? Are they putting cookware? Are they putting a good, better, best color tag on it? Sometimes you can pick up a stock pot for $2.89 plus tax with a lid, and sometimes it's $7.89 for just a stock pot, no lid. It just varies wildly. Sometimes super clean pieces are cheap. Really dirty pieces are expensive. It really depends on who's back there pricing this stuff as it's going out. But I do spend a lot of my time and a lot of my money at Goodwill because it's a very consistent source. I can't walk into garage sales on Mondays, Tuesdays, Wednesdays typically, but I can walk into Goodwill's and find really good stuff. And a lot of times it's at reasonable prices. So even at the high price point, I just have to be picky about what I'm buying. So especially in the clothing category, I've got to be picky about what I'm buying. There's a lot of jeans that they're charging, essentially $10 plus tax that cost $20 brand new at Walmart. So you just got to be really picky about what you're buying. But that's all I got to say about that. I wanted to get into those details and just talk about those categories. And, I don't know why I sell them so well. Well, for me, not everybody does. Some people hate those categories. Some people sell only in those categories. Just a wide array. That's what's awesome about eBay, is you can have a business that's catered, kind of built around you. So if you're still here, I appreciate you sticking around. If you have a comment or a question, please leave that down below and I'll make sure and get back to you right away. And until next time, have a great day.